right? Got Declan coming through. And the very familiar sight of Knott's with rides going through. All right, so we finally made it back to Knott's. They just reopened yesterday, I believe, actually. So we decided to come on Saturday, so we had the full day. It's just me and this little guy right here. We're gonna check out what's different from other parks, and then of course what it looks like with the lines for the rides and whatnot, because we've been here several times over the last year for all the food events. So it's exciting to be here. We're gonna go ride as many rides as we can. They're open till 10 o'clock tonight, and our reservation was at 11:30. It's just a little bit after that. So come along and join us on this experience. So here's a little example of some precautions they've done in the lines. You can see they've expanded this line back here, and they put some plexiglass panels up to help keep it so that way they can have the lines a little bit, not closer, but so that way they're not as spaced out as we're in line for the Linus launcher here. I don't know if this line's ever this far back. He's never actually been able to ride this ride before because he's finally tall enough. But you can see there's a decent amount of people in here, but nobody's like on top of each other. All right, so we got a little kid ride out of the way for Declan, and now we are in line for what's a new roller coaster for him, is Sierra Sidewinder. He has never been on it. It's 42 inches and above with an adult, and he's about 44 to 45, so he's now tall enough, and I think he's kind of excited for it. All right, so we just got off Sierra Sidewinder. It was my first time as well. I couldn't remember if I'd ever ridden it or not, but after riding it, I guarantee I have not. That was very exhilarating. It was a nice roller coaster. I'm surprised he's even allowed to go on it. What did you think?
I loved it.
All right, well, he loved it. On the ride, he said he hated it. But I asked him if he really did hate it. Oh, we're walking onto a roller coaster, so we have to go this way. But then he said, no, I think maybe I liked it. Now we're heading over to something super exciting. I've mentioned it in some of the previous videos for the food events. It's a new ride. They got rid of the Coral Reef ride, and they've replaced it with Berry Tales, and that's berry like B-E-A-R-Y. So we're on our way over there. We're passing by, oh, I forget the name of it, but one of the food places we eat often. We're heading straight over to the other side of the park to go ride Berry Tales, get that out of the way. It does not list a wait time on the app, so I don't know what it's gonna look like. And that's why I'm afraid it might be a little long since it's new. Okay, so for reference, if anybody doesn't know where Berry Tales is, so we're back by the fountain, and there's Johnny Rockets right over to the left. You can already start to see Berry Tales coming into view. It's right next to Starbucks as well, which sounds delicious right now. But it's back over by the arcade, which is actually closed right now. I can see the doors down. And okay, Berry Tales is open, so we'll go hop in line. I'll time it since it doesn't have a wait time, because the last ride, Sierra Sidewinder, was not as long as it advertised. All right, so I got my hopes up. It is temporarily down right now. They don't have any kind of estimate or ETA or anything. So they said we could just kind of wander by and keep checking and see if it's open, or we might be able to check the app and see if it shows a wait time. Once it shows a wait time, it should be open. But I did mention how it hasn't seemed to have had a wait time all day. So hopefully it does open up before we leave. So in the meantime, we'll just go off and ride some other rides. So we decided to go get in line for the log ride. The line is has reached heights that I've never seen before. We're right next to the large train. Obviously it's long because there are distance markers. So there's a little discrepancy. The guy with the sign, which is right over here, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. The sign says 75 minutes. I don't think you'll be able to see it on the screen here. But the app says 50 minutes. So I'm actually gonna start a timer and see which one is closer. As you can see, hang time going up in the distance. We'll get a nice little shot of that dropping. All right, they stopped and they'll release. There they go. All right, and Declan said he already started a timer, so perfect. All right, I switched over to the Osmo Action because this is a water ride. So we've been doing big jumps, and that's because, so we're over here right at the entrance, and you can see there's basically nobody there. It's kind of metering us up around because the people that we can see right there, they were right in front of us. So they let a certain amount of people get through, and then they'll let the next batch of people up. So that's kind of nice.
Do not lean forward, especially during the drive. Hold on the handrail and keep your feet on the pedals.
So we are now in line for Calico Co. Said it was a 15-minute wait, and it probably is, since the line's kind of just spread out from all the distance markers. The log ride was definitely not 50 or 70 minutes. It was only about 30 minutes to get to the front. So we're gonna go on this one and then wander back over near Berry Tales and see if it's open yet. Otherwise, we'll just keep checking in on it throughout the day.
Please make sure flash is turned off. Make sure to keep that mask on at all times. All aboard.
There's golden in there, and we aim to put that golden in your pocket. Look at that! Seldom seen Slim's found himself a whopper! Now we're going into one of the newest parts of the mine. Not much to see, just some blasting away the rock. Holy mackerel! They're blasting! Open that throttle, driver! Let's vamoose!
It's too late! They're ready! Slow that train down! They're blasting!
Looks like we made it out just in time, folks! That was too close for comfort.
Just got off the Calico Co. And we are wandering back over towards Berry Tales to see if it's open by chance. Still no wait time listed, but again, I haven't seen a wait time all day for that ride, so I don't know that it actually will show wait times. But it looks like they're still standing in front of it blocking it, so we'll walk around and I guess find another ride to do. So now we're heading over to yet another new ride and roller coaster that he's tall enough to ride, the Coast Rider. He's not tall enough for Ghost Rider yet, but this is very much like the test track Technic ride at Legoland, so we'll hop on this one too. POV. So surprisingly, there's no signs about no cameras, and they didn't tell me to put it away.
Inside the car at all times. Enjoy your ride.
Yeah, it is just like it is, isn't it? Whoa! I hate these roller coasters. Oh, big stop. Oh, it's going faster. Oh, it's going faster. Oh. Oh. What'd you think?
Good. Just like the second river.
So we just got off Coast Rider, and while we were waiting to get off at the very end, I said to Declan, let's go over and try and check out Berry Tales again before we try another ride. And the people that were getting off right in front of us heard me say that, and they turned around and said that they were told or they heard that it's going to be down all day now. So cue the sad music, crying face. I'm gonna go over and check right now, ask them, try and get it directly from them. I really hope that's not the case because they've been open for 2 days. I don't know why the ride would already be down all day, which means maybe it was up yesterday, but I don't think it was running all day today unless it was right when they opened. So fingers crossed that it's gonna be open, but I'm starting to lose faith in it. All right, so we went over to Berry Tales and it was confirmed down for the day. Huge bummer. They did say that it should be up tomorrow and thereafter, but for whatever reason, they've decided to just permanently close it for the day. I'll keep an eye out and, fingers crossed that maybe it changes. But so, since that's done, we decided to go do something we've never done before. I've never done it, and Declan's never done it. I don't think Ashley cares for it, which is, you can see right behind me. Let's see if I can get the top. There we go. We're gonna take a nice little leisurely stroll up to the top and check out the park from that view. So that should be super fun. Alright, so we got a quiet moment in line back at Sierra Sidewinder. He wanted to go on it again, so we hopped in line. But that brings me to my point. I'm not certain that the app is actually updating wait times. Because as I'm standing here, I was just looking at the times again, and none of them have actually changed all day. This one still says 45 minutes. The log ride still says 50 minutes. The sign when we got there said 70. And it only took 30. The only things that keeps changing on it is if a ride goes down, it'll say down, except for Berry Farm or Berry Tales, which still says the same thing. It just shows it as open with no time. If you happen to come and you're using the app for the wait times, I caution you that I don't think it's actually accurate. I'm running a timer for this one to see what it looks like, and so I'll update it once we get off the ride, but I don't think that's actually being tracked appropriately. All right, so there's in front of the line. There's like 4 parties in front of us, and I'll bring up the watch. 25 minutes into it, so yep, as I expected, because we got in line at the exact same spot we were in before. Definitely not a 45-minute wait, so that just really helps confirm that I don't think times are being tracked through the app. So we just rode a couple of kiddie rides for Declan, and by we, I mean him. So those rides, the lines, even though they look really short, they seem to be almost as long time-wise as all the other rides, mostly because of the turnaround time. Because they're smaller rides, so they're really only putting 2, 3, 4 people on each iteration, depending on what the ride is and how many they can fit. And then there's no like staging, it's just on and then off, and then you load the next one. So it takes quite a while. So we were just in line for like what felt like a half an hour when there were only maybe like 15 people in front of us. If you have small ones and you come, in the next little while, expect that for all the rides over at Camp Snoopy that it's probably gonna take a little longer than you might be used to. Yeah, that wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
Very little water. All right, so that's gonna wrap up an awesome day at Knott's. The three of us are all done. We're getting ready to head home. I'm not sure where he's going, but maybe he's gonna stow along with us. So it was a fantastic day, all in all. Wish I could have been able to ride some of the roller coasters that he can't ride, but it was just the two of us, just the pair, because this guy was too busy sitting here all day to be able to watch him. So we get to enjoy all of the smaller rides and see the experience. Not quite as much enforcement as Disneyland. Well, let me back that up. There was zero enforcement that I saw, but everybody was generally doing the right thing. So all in all, it was enjoyable. So really hope you liked this video. If so, please give us that thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. You ring the bell below, you get notifications of all the future videos. As always, be kind and be real, and join us on our next experience.